Wrong screen, wrong screen. Welcome to the stream, everybody. It's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Tuesday. Time for another round of Valheim. So, last we looked, we had just found some iron, sailed it home. On the trip home, we passed a tiny little island that we were considering for a base. And I said at the end of the stream I was going to head out there, set up a portal, get things going. I did exactly that, true to my word. And I don't think I did much else off stream. I try to do as much on stream as possible. So today what we're going to do is kind of build up that tiny little island. We're going to see if we can get a long ship built and go hunt some serpents. And then we need another trip of iron. So that's kind of our plan at this point. Let's jump into the game, see what we can get done. Hello, Stumps. It's been a while. He's running as Gary Sinise today. We always choose famous actors for Stumps' login names. So let's get in here. And you can see there is a long list of actors. We've done a lot of streams, played a lot of games. It's a fun game. I like it a lot. Let's jump into the world. See what's out there. Just want to say hi to Adore. Thanks for joining the stream. And Tom for stopping by again. Always appreciate the support. So here's our humble little abode. Again, this was one of the starter homes. We didn't get very far when we first started, so we just grabbed a home that was near the start, near the Black Forest, which is over that way, and just got going. So at this point, I'm going to get my rested buff. Where's our metal? I smelted all the iron. So this is our iron collection. Again, I try not to progress the game off stream, so I waited to start crafting stuff. So we're good to go. Let's see what we can do here. So we got a couple of priorities. First of all, we need the iron pickaxe. We're going to get this because, well, one, we're using the antler pickaxe. We kind of skipped the bronze pickaxe, so we do need to upgrade our pickaxe. Let's make that. The other reason we need this is because Biakuas. There we go. In order to get obsidian, you need an iron pickaxe to mine obsidian, and we need obsidian to make frost arrows, and we need frost arrows to hunt serpents. That's the whole thing. So it's going to make our lives a lot easier, and it's going to make serpent hunting even easier on top of that. So I'm going to get rid of these old picks. I don't think we need these anymore. I think we're kind of running out of storage here. There we go. We'll just toss it in there. Let's see what else we can make. I think we need a shield upgrade at this point. I'm hoping we've got the iron buckler. That's exactly what we're looking for. Let's upgrade that. And we'll compare the stats real quick. So the old shield, block armor 18, 19 in yellow with the bonuses. This one, 28 and 29. So huge bump in block armor. What's our parry bonus? 1.5, and I think this one's 2.5. Yeah, 2.5. So big bonuses for parry on this one. So we're going to get rid of this shield. The next thing we need to upgrade is our iron mace. We've been using a wood stick for quite a while, just a wooden club. And again, let's do a quick side-by-side, see what kind of upgrade we're talking here. So the club has a blunt force of 30, plus 14 to 23. The metal one, blunt of 55, plus 25 to 41. That's crazy. That's such a huge upgrade. So we're done with the little kids' toys. We're all grown up now, big, strong Vikings, ready to take on the world. And we're getting some of the proper gear we need. Okay, so the next thing, let's see, what else did I want to make here? That was our highest priority. Our next priority is nails. Where are the iron nails? I think I need an upgrade, unfortunately. Oh, no, they're right here. I just looked right over them. So we're going to do 10 of these. We need 10 of these to make the long ship. So I'm going to do... or 100 of these. So I'm going to do 50 and 50. So there we go. 50 for one. Notice our dragon bed, long ship, all kinds of stuff opening up. Oh, got a bonus. Got a nice bonus. Let's throw that over here with the metal. There we go. There we go. What else? So at this point, we got to start balancing out what we have in terms of resources. I'm going to put this in here for now. That's where our ships are. What we have here No, we didn't. Well, yes, we did build this base. So this was like one of the default houses that was here, but we tore it down and just rebuilt it. So all that's left is the original floor. That's why it's got like grass sticking through it. It's not particularly well done. But we did this storage and the fire and just kind of set this up to get going. This is like the smallest footprint I think I can make for a base, and it'd still be pretty functional. So our goal now is to move out to the island and step up our game. So let's eat some food. Got some nice upgrades there. I don't want to produce any armor because we need a few other things from the build menu. So let's open the build menu. And from crafting, one of the big things we need right now is an iron cooking station. Now, I don't have anywhere to put it, but this is what we need in order to cook serpent meat. So we're going to work on that out on the island. I'm going to refrain from that. Let's see what else we can make. Anything else open up? So a lot of upgrades. Oh, we can do a food prep table. That's nice, but we can't really make anything with it. We've got iron reinforced poles. That's nice. Grates. That's nice. And the beds. The dragon bed is nice. That's a nice upgrade. What else was an upgrade? The throne is an upgrade. So we can get our comfort bonus up, as well as the armor stand. So those are three things we want, but we're kind of short on iron right now. We're going for essentials only, so I think we're doing pretty good. Let's see how much we have left. So just under 60. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait on the rest. Let's head out, take a look at where things are. So I did a little work at the spawn farm. I wanted to show some of the results of that. We managed to build this last stream. So if you want to see it, just watch the stream from last Thursday. This is what's called a spawn farm. It's a Greydwarf Spawn Farm. This is one of those Greydwarf spawners. So we kind of built a building around it and dug a pit under it. And then we filled that pit with wolves. Lots of wolves, all right? And you can see I've been using it. They've taken some damage. So what I wanted to show here was you can just take some meat. I'm just going to take 4 and toss it in there, and they heal themselves up pretty quick. I'm going to split this, actually, into 2, because sometimes they get kind of backed into a corner. And one wolf blocks all the others from accessing it. So if you throw a couple pieces in, they can eat, and you'll notice their health bars almost jump right to the top, right? This one didn't pan out so good. So what I found with that is if you feed them right after you use them, they're not going to heal very quickly. But if you wait a couple in-game days, like 2 or 3 in-game days, and then feed them, their health bar usually fills all the way to the top. Now, I'm not going to use them right now. I just wanted to get their health going, so I left them like that. When I ran it for 10 minutes, this was the result, all right? So if you're curious what the return on investment, the ROI, on a Greydwarf Spawn Farm is, 3 stacks of wood, just a little bit more than 3 stacks of wood, 2 stacks of stone, 2 stacks of resin, and almost 2 stacks of dwarf eyes. And in here, this was all the sort of little extras you'll get, which aren't particularly useful in large numbers. It's just gonna be a bunch of junk, to be perfectly honest. You're probably gonna want to get an obliterator going and get rid of some of this stuff. So, but some of it's useful for early on. But this is the real profit margin. So that's 10 minutes of Greydwarf farming, and you saw how much damage the wolves took. This one took the worst of it, but the rest of them not so much. So I'm gonna run it just for a minute so people can see. This is another trap with some more wolves in it. So we just bred a couple. Those are 2 little cubs. And Tom, if you're wondering where you're located, I brought you outside, so you're not part of the breeding program. You're part of the defense system. We've got wolves on patrol. So if we get rid of this is how we turn it on. We open it to the sky. That's right. That's right. You've done your time. Done your time in the pit. You've done your time in the breeding pens. Now you get a nice quiet life till a troll shows up. So you can see every, I don't know what the time on is it. Like you can get up to 3 Grey Dwarves in this pit. And they spawn I believe every 10 seconds. So 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, 5 1000, 6 1000, 7 1000, 8 1000, 9 1000 spawn. See? So every 10 seconds you get another Grey Dwarf. And it can be a regular Grey Dwarf, it can be a Brute, it can be a Shaman, it can be 1-star, 2-star, no stars. It's highly variable. And with all these 2-star wolves in there, nothing really lasts very long. You can see there's already stuff accumulating for us to gather. So I'm going to go turn it off. And to turn it off, we just rebuild the roof. As long as there's a roof over it, it doesn't spawn any more Grey Dwarves. I'm hoping to make a video of this in the next month or so, post it on YouTube so that people can use it. But the stream is out there. I'll post that on YouTube as well, because we did build it live on the stream. So you got to see the whole process unfold. Now I'm going to go down here and just gather this stuff up. When the wolves are aggroed, when they got that red exclamation point, they can push you all over the place. So be careful jumping down here when the wolves are not happy. Not happy. So let's see, for 1 minute of time, that's not bad, right? That's not bad at all. Let's take it back, throw it in with everything else. So that's an update on the spawn farm. We're going to run out to our regular farm. Take a quick look. But let me put this stuff away real quick. Place stacks, and I believe... No? There we go, place stacks. There we go. And the one thing I did have to do off stream, I needed to kill some boars to make some food, so I crafted a butcher's knife. That was the one thing I did off stream I'm not thrilled about. But nobody's perfect, so there you go. Alright, let's go check out the regular farm. This is our 2-portal system. We use an unnamed portal, and then we just change the name of this one to connect to all the portals we have all over the world. I know there's some people who play hardcore Valheim, they turn portals off. So you have to travel to and from everywhere you go. Really drags the game out, but hey, if you like playing long, adventurous survival games, that's one way to do it. So last stream we got turnips. That was the big thing. We planted like 5 of them. Clearly I've been working pretty hard, getting it all, a couple rotations of crops going. I think I did a round of boars to get a little bit more boar meat. And these stars, I wanted to explain this before we move on. So you'll notice 2 of the boars have a star for their name. And those are the original adults. So when they were adults and we didn't have any piglets, I renamed them with a star, and then I bred them so that they have a whole bunch of piglets, and clearly they've grown up. Why did I do that? What I have heard is the first generation of boars, they're kind of tethered to their spawn point. Like there's a leash attaching them to where they spawned in the world. So if you have the boars chase you from wherever they spawn back to your farm or your base, there's always something kind of pulling at them to want to go back to their original location, right? And you'll see it in boars that just constantly, like, real aggressively, like, run into the corner, run into the corner. Now, these are all pretty calm, right? So I don't think we have that issue. But what I've read, and I don't know if this is true, but if it is, it's worth knowing, is that each generation, that leash kind of gets weaker and weaker or goes away altogether. I've never had a problem with any of the offspring doing that, so I think just the first generation, you're fine. But it might be worth remembering who the 2 original boars were. And then the next time you need to cull the herd, get rid of the 2 that have that leash attached to their original spawn point, because they're going to try to run back if they ever get loose, and that's a real hassle for you, right? Anyways, that's why we do that. I think it's pretty effective. I'm going to grab some more honey real quick while we're out here. We've been using it for meads for a while. We just want to stay stocked up. We're going to do a bunch more meads. Probably what we should do when we get back. It's starting to get dark, so let's head home. So 2 of those rows are flowers. Those are turnip seeds. That's a seed plant. I know you're new to this, Adora. And the turnips were just the vegetables next to it. So we're 3 rows of actual vegetables versus seeds. Well, let's take a look at our mead factory, see what we got going. So we're brewing poison resistance. We're good to go there. None too soon, so you get 6 of them total. What else shall we make? So we're going to go into the mountains soon. That would make a lot of sense. We're doing really good with health potions, so we don't need the medium healing. I'm going to go ahead and do another frost resist. I'm going to go ahead and do another frost resist. and we'll throw it in the fermenter. And in a couple in-game days, we'll have more potions. Well, let's get some sleep. We sleep through the night. Bad things happen to good Vikings at night. I did want to check. Okay, I don't need to carry around this much. Let's split that. Yeah, let's just take 4 with us. That's good. I'm also going to split that. Lighten our load just a bit. Nighty night, Stumps. But yeah, I think that leash concept with the tame animals, you don't have that issue with wool because they'll follow you. Like, they don't, that's it. They don't, you know, you can tame them on site and then have them follow you home. It only seems to be an issue with boars. I remember one playthrough, I tamed a 2-star boar, and it was really far. I didn't tame it. I was trying to get it back to my base. And no, I did tame it. I ended up taming it like out in the wild, and I was trying to push it back to base, and it was just fighting so hard to get back to its spawn point. There was nothing I could do. This thing was strong. And so what I ended up doing was I just froze it one spot, built a cage real quick around it, and bred it right there, and then pushed its piglet home because they don't have that leash attached to them. They're just born out in the world. All right, let's go take a look at our island. Take a look at our island just to get a sense of where we are. Here's the larger map, right? So we're located right here. I think I can ping it. There we go. We're located right here. This is the island, which we're going to go to right now. We just did one of the instances here in this swamp, so we can actually just sail it right to our island. That's part of why I chose it. It's so close to this. This is really good for iron gathering. Our Greydwarf spawner is over here, in case you're wondering where it's located. This is the spawn right here. This is a wolf trap where we actually caught the original wolves. I think it's still out there. And then the farm we went to visit with all the vegetables down here. This is one of the boss summoning places. This is another boss. And that's Haldor. Thanks for the follow, Daggett. Welcome to the stream. Appreciate you being here. So we're going to go out and take a look at this island and potentially make an island base. So let's see. Whoops. Put my cap locks on. Caps lock. Welcome, Daggett. So to prepare for today's stream, I did farm some wood and stone. One of the rules of my stream is when you kill a boss, it opens up that biome for me to farm between streams. Just because once we've killed Eikthyr, we don't really care about the meadows anymore. Once we kill Bone Mass, we don't care about the swamps that much. So we just keep progressing the game, and I go back and farm old content, but that's how we agree it's opened up to be farmed, is we kill the boss on stream and move on with life. So I flattened this little bit out. This is the little island we sailed past. That's the swamp way over there. This was the building we took over. Here's how we got here. And I brought over... Uh-oh. Could have sworn I brought over 2 iron. Here we go, there we go. So I brought over some iron when I sailed here. So we can make a stone cutter. So the idea with the stone cutter is we can bring down the, the stone tower. So that's what we're going to do first. Let's go ahead and set that up. Get a stack. We can probably just leave this thing up here. All right, look at that. Opening up even more stuff. And we're just going to start destroying everything. And we can't destroy that. We'll leave it. We already know where the Elder is, so it's not of particular use to us. Oh, I missed a stone, I think. Oh, these are attached to the runestones, so we gotta get rid of these. And there we go, there we go. You also notice I took out all the trees, all the rocks on the island, and I went out into the water as much as I could. In order to get rocks like that one there, or that one that's peeking above the surface, wait for a storm. You found me today on YouTube. So what's good? We're working on an island base. This is a good thing. What's nice about an island base is it can't be raided. Once we get basically some building structures down, some base structures, it'll suppress spawns on the island. So if we get raided, they can only spawn at sea and nothing can spawn in the water. Like trolls can't just spawn in the water. The only risk is stuff like that rock sticking out of the out of the water. Potentially something could spawn on top of that. But beyond that, there's nowhere for anything to spawn. So it's an interesting thing. But when the storms come, you got to be high up. That's why we're so high up on this platform. We could have built way down here, but then water would have like flowed into our base. Right now, the water's calm. Wait till you see the waves hit, right? So I think we're high enough up here. This is as far as I could go with the hoe. Insert all the jokes you like, internet. Without raising ground. I don't like using stone to raise ground if I can avoid it, but that's the price of an island base. So before we get going, this is what I farmed off stream. Probably should have got rid of that honey. I'm just gonna dump that in there. And just 3 full chests of stone and a half a chest, right? So 3.5 chests. Let's get to it. Oh, and I was gonna move our workbench up here and our portal up here just to make life a little bit easier. Get things consolidated. We need this in order to raise ground, so we kind of want it centralized where we're doing that. I don't know what's going to happen with this when we raise ground. I'm hoping it gets buried, but if it's like other objects, it'll rise up with the ground level. Like that's what rocks do, so we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. All right, let's make a new portal. So we have a way back home. And we're not going to spend too much time on this, but I want to give you a sense of how long it takes and basic technique, right? Basic technique. Let's grab all this crap. There we go. All right, so you just pick a side and you start working. I like this side. You can start to see the edge. If you look at the mini map, you notice how I'm facing like east-west, and if I rotate, I'm now facing north-south. You want to pay attention to that grid because it makes it a lot easier for building. You can get the nice, sharp 90-degree corners and stuff like that, but you have to stay on the cardinal directions, north, south, east, west. You can't do it northwest, southeast. It just doesn't work, all right? So let's switch over, use our raised ground. It only costs 2 stone. We've got almost 2,000, 1.8K. That's amazing. I am using a mod called Crafty Boxes, and what it does is I don't have to have stone in my inventory. It'll start pulling from these boxes as soon as we run out of stone. So the technique's not hard. You just kind of build it up until you hit roughly your level and move over. And think of it like a grid, because it is. You just need to kind of figure out where the lines are and raise right around those lines. If you go too high, that's okay. We can level it out. Right, so we'll just keep doing this. And you see that nice hard edge we're forming? Works real good. And I'm gonna go right to the water, I think. Now the maximum you can raise or lower the ground is 8 meters. All right, your Viking is exactly 2 meters tall. So imagine 4 Vikings standing on top of one another's heads, not on shoulders, on their head. And that's 8 meters deep. So wherever the natural ground level is, you can lower it 8 meters or raise it 8 meters, and that's it. Let's level this out and then continue. Notice it all levels just fine. You can go a little bit high, no big deal. Even push it out a little bit. So we're starting to get a really nice edge here. Let's try to continue it over. All right, we'll go right here and level it up a bit. If you're really OCD and you want a super clean edge, you can always take the pickaxe and jump down in the water, do a little bit of work. Keep this nice and level. Go over here. And we don't have to make a perfect square either. That's the other thing. Like, you see how this jets out a bit? We could always have a little protrusion right there if we want. It's our base. We do what we want. Let's level this out. One of the things, the tips I give people with leveling is that one click doesn't level it 100%. It does like 80%, and then you're like 95%, and then you hit it a third time, like 100%. Hey, Diz, good to see you. Oh yeah, be outstanding. I think right over here would be a great place for a tower, right? This little protrusion over here. We'll just kind of see how it shapes out. So I'm going to spend just a little bit more time shaping our island. I don't know if you guys find this to be fun content for a stream. Okay, now we got to knock this down. I went way too high. Sometimes you got to overshoot it a bit and then clean up. Yeah, I hear you, Tom. It is a skill. It takes a lot of practice. I've thought about doing a video on terraforming and trying to show a couple more techniques like this. But you see, like right here where I'm standing, it's a little bit low. It should be a little bit higher. It's a pain to kind of fix little things like that. So it's up to you, like how much you really want to... Whoops, want to level this first. Now, how much time and effort you want to sink into this. I'm trying to find a nice balance for the stream. Try to respect your time. Some of this I can do off stream. And let me see this line. I want to try to keep it going. This feels about right. There we go. I'm trying to get this little edge right in there cleaned up. Oh, I hope that's good. If you're really struggling for stone, this is how you get some stone. So when you level things out a bit, you reclaim a little bit of the stone. Not as much as you use to raise ground, so you want to be as efficient as you can. But with our Greydwarf Spawn Farm, that's why we built it. So we'd have an unlimited supply of wood and stone to kind of fund this, this activity. Okay? So that's how far I'm going to go on that edge. I could jump down there, kind of clean up that little bit right there, but otherwise these nice straight sides, nothing can scale it. But keep in mind, nothing can scale it, and that includes you. So if you get stuck down in the water, it's going to be tricky to get out. So when you're doing an island base, leave a section where it's at water level and you can get in and out. And before you level that part out, put like a set of stairs or something on the side that just go down below sea level. So at any point, you've got a way back up onto the island rather than drowning right outside your own base. All right, let's keep going. I'm going to make a little corner here, and we're just going to go across. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Not going to worry about it too much. Fill in that hole. And if you're worried, start leveling. You'll see if you got it good or not. There we go. Look at how sharp that corner is. So satisfying to see such a nice, sharp 90-degree angle in your build, your effort there. You're starting to see the grid. If you hit it in the right spot, it's like a very efficient use of your stone. And if you can do the outside perimeter first, I feel like I might be too high up. Let's level it out a bit. Wasn't able to target the ground there, so that's how you know you're like, ooh, a little too much. But yeah, this is easy to fill in. Doesn't take any effort. The question is just how to do it as efficiently with as little stone as possible. My recommendation for things like this, we're going to build a castle here ultimately. That is the goal. We always do castles. Wait to the Iron Age. I mean, you kind of have to, otherwise you can't make a stone cutter. But if you wait till the plains, you get the bonus of those huge stone towers that are out in the plains. You can mine those and they all shatter. So you basically like mine from the bottom up and just get an absurd amount of stone in a very satisfying way. There we go. A little high up. Let's go ahead. Level all this out. Just extend our little island here. Should have brought some towels, some suntan lotion, some of that Viking suntan lotion. There we go. But I think you're getting a sense of it. That wasn't very good right there. Let's clean that up. It's not good use of our stone, but we can knock it back down. Reclaim a little. It just added 2 stone there. You can see in the upper left corner when it gives some stone back. And then we go to level. And that's how you get nice, square, even ground. It's really just patience. And here's the other thing. If you look at my reticle, like the plus in the middle, do you have issues with the cultivator? Yes. Yes, I do. So this is what it is, Tom. I know exactly what you're talking about. I think the word is called tessellation. All right. And I think what tessellation does is it takes the three-dimensional grid, like the 3D object grid that is the ground, and it breaks up the flatness of that grid, but it's all part of the rendering. It's not the actual structure. Does that make sense? So you're actually walking on perfectly flat ground, like smooth as glass, but visually there's tessellation there, and that's that bumpiness. But I'm not 100% on that. Like, that's my theory on the whole thing. You'd need like a true game developer to go deeper with it. All right, so we're almost to the water. Let's do one more right here and just call it for this side, and then we'll just go back if we can. And we'll just use this whole day for terraforming. And call it a win. Call it a win. Oh, you've been working hard, Stumps. I think you've earned this one. There you go. Nice glass of wine for your terraforming activities. That's a random chat command. It'll give you 1 of 10 drinks. Feel free to try it out. It's kind of fun. All you have to do is type !bartender. Let's get some more food. There we go. Thanks for reminding us. Notice all of our stone is gone, so it used what's in our inventory. Let's see how much we've actually used. This will be a good... So we've got 1 chest. We've got 2 chests. Looks like it's used like half a chest, almost half a chest at this point. So we're doing really good. Let's keep pushing. There's going to be tons of birds out here. That's the other nice thing about island bases. If you're an archer, you're going to have such an abundance of arrows. And Stumps and I, we like the... we like range. We definitely like our range. All right, it's getting late. We're running out of rest. Be kind of reckless here. A little flattening. Keep up with the program. Now, I intend to push this out more, so I'm not being too careful on this side. Like this, I knew I wanted kind of flat. 1 in 10. Dag it. 1 in 10. You can do more than 1 drink, too. Sorry, my man. 1 in 10 is non-alcoholic. That's what I should be saying. Looks like Daggett's the, I was going to say, looks like you're the DD right now. You're the designated driver. Well, very nice. Shaken, not stirred. Ooh. What kind of beer is it, Sam? Is that an IPA you're drinking there? Or is it a blonde? Is it a... Oh, yeah. Fantastic. Fantastic, my man. All right, so we've done pretty good here. I feel like we've claimed a lot of the island. This has been 1 day of terraforming. Remember, we just had a small patch right here, just enough to kind of hold all this stuff up. That's why it's all packed together. We've terraformed out to here, looking pretty good. Nothing but water as far as the eye can see. I think... You know what? Yeah, tonight we're going to take a break. I'm going to let Stumps sleep. Tomorrow, the plan is we're going to go into the mountains, and we're going to try and get some obsidian. Now, this is high risk, high reward, all right? We're going to use our old wolf trap, head into the mountains. If we get some obsidian, we can make some frost arrows, and then tomorrow night, instead of sleeping, we're going to go hunt serpents. That's my plan. And I'm going to show you how to get, how to solo a serpent and get the trophy with a pretty high chance of probability, like of actually, if they drop the trophy, the serpent head, actually getting it without having to go aground, like killing them in the water. So that's what we're going to do next. Oh, Sam, West Coast. I didn't even see that. Yeah, I love the West Coast. That hoppy, citrusy. Oof. I gave up drinking a while ago, but I was a home brewer. I brewed probably between 100 and 200 gallons of beer. You brew in like 5-gallon batches, so I've done more than 20 batches easily. All right, let's get rid of some stuff. Let's get rid of some stuff. If you have home brewing questions, hit me up. Hit me up. I got some answers for you. Okay, so we need to go into the mountains. We're going to go out to the wolf trap. I believe we got some frost resist out there. If not, we do have to delay this because we got to go kind of far into the mountains. We're going to use the Eikthyr Forsaken Power and just outrun wolves for a while. Non-alcohol. What's the point? What's the point? I like the buzz. I'm going to be honest. I like the buzz. Yeah. And it's just not quite the same. You know, alcohol is an ingredient and it has a flavor too. I'm not saying it like makes beer amazing or anything like that. There's great tasting non-alcoholic beers, I'm sure, but I don't know. I'm just leaving it behind me at this point. I'm just leaving it behind me. Didn't have any mishaps or anything, but with COVID, I was drinking every day, so I think it was good to give it up when I did. Okay, so yeah, let's head out to the wolf trap. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Hold on a minute. Let's repair. Some quick repairs. Repair this. We've got plenty of arrows. We're good to go. Plenty of food. Strong buffs. No more excuses. Let's go. Let's go, boys. Head out into the mountains. Hope you brought your snowshoes, Stumps. So those of you new to the stream, this is our wolf trap. I'm gonna jump up here real quick. I know it's dark. Oh, we gotta rebuild. Gotta rebuild one thing. The most important thing, the steps. There we go. So you see how the steps are a little bit off the ground? That's what protects you from the wolves. You can just jump up on this and then jump up here and you're pretty safe. Each one of those walls has 1,000 health. All right, to put it in perspective, most wolf bites are between 100 and 200 damage. So it takes them a while to chew through one of those walls, and you've got plenty to stand on. There we go. That's what we want. This was our bait for our wolves to get them taming. We just tame them right in the trap. And we got a door here. Nice thing about the door, if you put the hinge on this side, get up here. I know it's dark. You can close it right like that. Right? Oh, we never slept. Wonder it's cold. No wonder it's cold. So excited to go farm obsidian. I'm eager to take out a serpent. Let's get some shut-eye. See you in the morning, Stumps. Nighty-night. All right, good morning, Stumps. Good to see you. Good to see you, buddy. We got some work to do. Day 68, one more. One more. Can't wait till tomorrow. I think that's the internet's favorite number after 420, I'm sure. After 420. Okay, so our plan now is to head up into the mountains. Obsidian spawns at a certain level. This mountain is definitely going to be tall enough, but we don't want to go any higher than we have to. We just want to get a couple things of obsidian. We are absolutely going to run into wolves. Like, there's no way to avoid it. So we're going to pop Eikthyr, and we're going to hope we find a structure that we can stand on top of. Otherwise, it's just going to take some quick bow work, and we'll see how this goes. If we had iron armor, we'd be in a lot better shape, but we got troll. We got rank 2 troll armor, so that's what we're going to go with. All right, here we go. Here goes nothing. If we die up here, this is going to be a nightmare to recover. A nightmare to recover. All right, where's my obsidian? Drakes, of course. So I'm totally new here on Twitch. I registered like 30 minutes ago. And on this service, what's the schedule? So Tuesday, Thursday, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the no map is one we already did. This is a new stream, so hold on. I got to deal with... There's some dangers here. But this is a new series. This is Into the Ashlands. That's our plan here. So we're actually really early in the stream, so it's like any other stream. Here's the tree. Nice job, Stumps. I do not like this. That's obsidian right in front of us. We got to deal with this gentleman right here. Give us a trophy. Come on. Eventually, we need 2 of their trophies for some armor. And man, it's a pain. Getting them. It's a low drop rate. Okay. I feel like we're clear. I don't see any wolves, do you? It's so hard to see. We could turn off some of these effects, but that's not what the developers wanted, right? So, okay, we just broke into obsidian. That's good. Notice it opened frost arrows. Frost arrows do extra damage to stuff that's wet. So when we're hunting sea serpents, it's going to really pay off, I hope. I hope. We'll see. I know, right? Come on now. All right, what do we have? 46. That's pretty good. I think we've really pushed our luck. I'm getting out of here. This is great for this early, but we're so close to iron armor, and we can come back and deal with wolves so much easier. This is a little bit too much high risk. But we got some obsidian. That was the goal. I think it'll be just enough for the serpent hunt. So I say we skedaddle. We skedaddle. So today we're going to farm iron. This is going to be kind of boring, I know, but it's part of the stream. Kind of boring. We're going to get it done. We're really close to the island base, so that's where ultimately we're going to sail it, but I don't plan on sailing it this stream. We'll kind of see how long it takes. Got another hour, 20 minutes on stream. Love how the blizzard continues into the next biome, right? All right, let's throw this in here. And let's see if we can make frost arrows. There we go. There we go. That's what we're talking about. Oh, we can make a lot of them. Make 100. I know, right? We do have the circlet, so we can see in the crypts. It's not going to be too dark. I don't like running with torches, stuff like that. Okay, here's the thing I'll show you about Valheim that's good to know. When it comes to picking arrows, what it does is starts in the upper left corner, and it just goes across until it gets to the end and goes to the next row and goes across like that. That's what it does. Like it's reading words on a page, right? And it just, whatever the first arrow it encounters, that's the one it chooses when we run out of these arrows, right? So if that wasn't selected, the first arrow I fire is going to be a frost arrow. So these are real expensive. I don't want to waste them. So what I'm going to do is put them at the end of this order. And that way I won't accidentally shoot them unless I have them like intentionally selected. And that's what we'll do when we're hunting serpents. But for now, we're just going to use the cheap fire arrows. Worth knowing. Good way to organize things a bit. And for those of you wondering why my interface looks different, I'm using a mod called Extended Player Inventory. It's by a guy named Azumat. And I've got it listed in the description of all my YouTube videos since I started doing mods. What it does is it adds this extra row of inventory. You can have more than one. I just chose one extra row. That's all I need. And then this has all your armor, right? And so the nice thing is when you die and you pick up your stuff, it'll automatically equip all of your armor for you. Whereas in Valheim, you have to like open your inventory, right click on everything frantically, trying to make it work. So it's a nice mod, really nice quality of life mod. You'll probably see it in effect at some points. All right, so we're off to the swamp. Let's get it done. Off to work. What do we have here? Do we have our poison resist? Let's go ahead and get that going. Let's go ahead and put that on. And I think we're good to go. I think we're good to go. I feel like we should make some armor, but I like the set. It just looks cool. So until we can make the full iron armor, we're just going to wait on that. So I think we went over here. I just want to double check. I'm pretty sure we cleared it, but we never marked it. I was in a bit of a rush at the end of the last stream. So this one should be empty, should be easy to figure out. And then we'll move on to the next one. I always go right and then middle, left. This is kind of my rules for instances. Check left, go right. So if you're ever in a maze, just put your right hand out, touch the wall, and never untouch the wall and keep walking. And you'll find your way out of a maze. It's actually a pretty neat technique. So we've done that, we've done that. I believe we've done this, but I don't know if we did everything. Double check all this. This would be the last one we'd come to, so I'm pretty sure we're good. Pretty sure we're good. Let me check in here. All right, I'm calling it. We definitely cleared this place out. Whoops, as grim as these places are, I think it's really, really cool. Like, it's dark. It just makes you feel... The way it makes you feel being stuck in here, it's just not good. And I think that's a big part of the design. I think they did a great job. Let's get a little more food in our bellies. All right, we're ready for the next adventure. So there's one there. There's one over here, I believe. That's usually what the dots are for. Oh, no, that's our chest. All right, so that's where we're storing our iron for safe passage home. Notice there's 3 flame geysers, like, all right here. You can see them on the mini-map. Zoom in a bit, right? There's 3 of them. We cleared this one. So it's basically our surtling farm. I'll clear the other 2 off stream at some point. And then we can use all 3 of them. Like, we'll get so much coal and so much surtling from it. Be amazing. Before we go in, I always like to take a little bit of stone, a little bit of wood, make a fire, get rid of the wet debuff. I think it's worth it. You be the judge. Nobody likes the wet effect. It's got a lot of negatives to it. And by the way, those panels are something I made. They're just unique for the stream. Try to add a little flavor. It's not part of the game. All right, let's put a little fire down, get rid of the wet debuff. Feel a lot better. I like to set my camera a little closer down here, but I like to keep his feet on screen. I don't know why. That's how I figure out how close to, to get in. All right, we're nice and dry. Check left. Nothing there, nothing there. Let's get going. Check left, go right, and we're off and running. This will be a lot easier than last time. We were using, what, the antler pickaxe? That's like 2 pickaxes ago. Should have compared the iron pickaxe to that. The way we did the shields and the clubs. All right, buddy. Enough of you. Iron mace at work. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Huge upgrade. All right, again, check left, go right. Nice organized way to clear these things. That system works until you have like a multi-level dungeon, and then it doesn't work so hot. Then we need some more rules, I think. There we go. Not a lot of danger in here. I thought we'd run into a lot more. We do need to keep an eye out for one of those, I don't even know how to pronounce it, Draugr? Like the Draugr Elite, the ones with the blue eyes. If we can get one of their trophies, then it unlocks going from meadows to swamp tier. Yeah, such a big upgrade. But yeah, if we can get an elite trophy, that would unlock the iron sledge, which is like your AoE 2-handed mace. I think is amazing. All right, that's good. Dead end, dead end, dead end. This looks like a dead end. We'll double back. Here's something. I don't think it's on the other side of this, but I heard something. Something squishy. Wet and squishy. The day you were born. Hey, some gold. Very nice. I'll take that. Slightly richer Viking. Alright, that's that wing. Let's do the middle wing. The iron sledge, yeah. Yeah, it's great. It's wonderful. And it has a pushback, a knockback. That's what makes it so useful. It has like a special attack. And for on a computer, it's your middle mouse button. Like this is the special attack for the mace. Right? That was fun. Let's get his buddy here. Sort him out. There we go. Yeah, huge upgrade. All right. Not picking things up. I'm lurking, reading info on your channel. Stumps and I, please do tell more. What's there to tell? I mean, we're just cheering on Stumps and his adventures, so. See him hard at work. I didn't have to get my hands dirty. He did all the terraforming. He's the one that had to outrun the wolves in the mountains. Oh, this is a complete dead end. All right. On to the next wing. The final chapter, at least for this one. Yeah, Stumps and I are buddies. We've been in Valheim. I think I've broken 3,000 hours at this point. I'm not proud of that. Not proud of that at all. Keep in mind, a lot of the game is just sitting around waiting for animals to tame and breed and stuff like that, crops to mature, so it isn't all this level of, you know, intensity. Yeah, and keep in mind I started during COVID, so there was a lot of downtime. Back then, I'm a teacher, our schools were shut down, I was home, I normally have a 45-minute commute one way, so bought me a lot of free time I didn't have before, which was really nice. Really nice. And so now with all that expertise, try to educate the masses. Share what we know. All right, look at this guy. All right, buddy. There we go. There we go. Yeah, some of the stuff that I build on stream is actually just practice for something I want to do a build video of. So for example, that run-in base, I built that on stream a couple of times before I actually made the YouTube video. So part of it is just kind of doing the playthrough and trying to figure out the best way to communicate the build, like what's the sequence, the order of builds, etc., how to position it. So there's always something new we're trying out. All right, let's open that. I think you can we destroy this? Because I'd love a little more iron. That's what we're here for. If I could see a health bar, I'd like to know, like, am I making any progress? Our pickaxe is almost cooked, so I'm going to stop doing that. Gonna break. Oh, jeez. All right, let's get over here. Find yourself there, Stumps. Let's fight back with a bow. How's that sound? Excuse me, sir. Can we get him? Oh, so close. I can barely see his leg. All right, let's get in there. Hey there. Remember, oh, we shot right through the muck. Oh, let's get him out in the open. About timing. Not the strongest AI. That's why I don't worry about having the strongest armor in here. We're smarter than they are. A Viking smarter than a Draugr. Oh, and that's the end of our travels. Today, we gotta run back and repair. And I think this is the way out, is it not? There we go. So we're gonna take this. How much can we carry? That's 30. Let's see, we can carry that. It would be terrifying. I suppose I could up the difficulty level. But it just makes him do more damage and give him more health. I don't think much changes. But I'm sure there are mods to improve the AI. So it would be a blast. So we have a little chest over here. We already did one run of iron. And this is the thing I pointed out last time. Always look around the instance. Like, just circle the instance and look for little twinkles. Because every now and then, some of the iron clips through the instance. The instance itself is up in the sky, like right up there. We can't see it. It's way high up there. But when iron clips through the ground, you'll see a little twinkle like this. And there's a little piece of scrap iron on the ground from the instance. So it's like a little glitch with the game. Good to know about. Good to know about. All right, boys. Introduce my new shield. What do you think? It's shiny. Look at it. That's enough of that. Hey, boys. Volunteers. We can get some more blood bags. We use those. Oh, crap. I thought we had our poison resist up. That might be an issue. This might be an issue, boys. We could be done for. It's seeping through our veins. Hang in there, Stumps. Hang in there. I got the solution. There we go. There we go. Oh, that was a close one. That was a close one. All right, let's get over to the chest. Oh, there's another twinkle. Do you see it? Probably another piece of iron from this instance over here. Yep. That fascinates me for some reason. I don't know why. All right, we'll just dump that in there. Head back to the portal. What is... Oh, okay. You see that purple thing off in the distance? Am I the only one that saw that? There it is. Can you see that right in the middle of the screen? I think that's one of those skeleton spawners. And then there's like a blue... Do you see over on the left? There's like a blue... I forget what those little fire guys are called. Surtling? I assume they're called that. They drop surtling cores. Oop. Hello there. Nice parry, Stumps. Nice work. Alright, let's get home and dry off. This is getting silly. I'm in the mood for a serpent hunt. I'm in the mood for a serpent hunt. So we had, what, 2 stacks of iron out there? That's pretty good progress. Try and throw some of this stuff away. 2 stacks, there we go. That was something I learned on stream, was place stacks. I played for so long, and I used the take all button all the time, but I never used place stacks. Like, I just went blind to it. And someone on stream's like, why don't you use the... I'm like, what are you talking about? He had to explain it to me. Now I use it all the time. Okay, let's repair stuff. Let's get our boat ready. And when nighttime comes, we are prepared. Yeah, we got our arrows. All our stuff is repaired. So what do we need for our boat? Long ship, we need deer hide, 40 fine wood, 40 ancient bark. Okay. See what we got. Lo and behold. Some very lucky numbers. Now, if you watch some of the earlier episodes of this stream, we set up a tree farm as well. As a matter of fact, if we have time, I don't think we have time tonight, but I can show it to you at some point. Let's get our leather for our sail. And I think we're good to go. So we're going to take a portal with us, depending... So if we end up someplace weird, we're just going to set down a portal and call it Serpent. And we're going to dedicate that portal to serpent hunting at night to give us stuff to do in the dark. And, yeah, and we'll take the ship with us, just leave it with the portal, but we'll use that to get back to base, so that's kind of the plan. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. So we're going to need portal materials. Get fine wood. I don't think I need any of that. This is what I'm looking for. Dwarf eyes. I think portals is one of the first recipes you memorize because they're just so useful. You start building them all the time. There we go. I'm going to take it out to the island. I think we'll set sail from there. I think that's what we're going to do. How's our food looking? I think we're ready for some more food, too. So being inside, that should have topped off our rest. Double check. We'll need it. We'll need it. 15 minutes. That feels good. Eat some more food. Feels good. And now we need to put our boat in the water somewhere. I hope this is safe. I have no idea. I'm going to get rid of the lamp. I don't like it. I want to go this way for some reason. Wish I could tell which way the wind was blowing right now. This way. Perfect. Get up in here. Set sail. So, I think we've got a nice area in here we can kind of work with. It's cold out. We're going to switch over to frost arrows. We're going to go ahead and equip our bow. You can equip different gear while you're sitting here steering, so take advantage of that. We're just going to blindly sail around and see what we run into. That's the whole plan right now. Try not to get too far from the base. We've got a tailwind, that's nice. We really just want to sail sideways, so let's do a little bit of that. Notice when the wind hits the side of your boat. Oh, it's moving on us. Here we go. It's actually a brighter color. That's because the wind is like pushing stronger than when you have a tailwind. So a tailwind's not ideal. You actually want it to hit the side of your boat. I don't know the mechanics of that. I'm not a sailor, but I understand how it works in Valheim. So we're gonna kind of keep our head on a swivel and see what we see. Let me know if you see something. Oh, and the fog's rolling in. That's outstanding. They're gonna put us to the test tonight, Stumps. Serpents, they're not nice. And we could sail right into land. It's so dark. Can't even see anything. Let's turn a bit. Hopefully we'll avoid trouble over here. I'm gonna slow down a bit. When it's this dark, you can blow right by them. Most of the serpents I see, they spawn behind you. It's just that you sail past them as they're spawning, and by the time they finish their animation to surface, you've already sailed too far past them, based on the speed of your boat. You don't always want to go at top speed, but you cover more ground that way, so it's a little give and take. A lantern would be brilliant. That's a brilliant suggestion. I bet there's mods out there for it, though. I'm sure there are some boat mods. Now, we could just sail where we know it's safe to sail. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Clearing up. I'll take it. I'll take it. All right. Let's open up the sails. A little safer. I'll be honest, I'm amazed we haven't seen any yet. I'm a little bummed. We need to chum the waters. I do not know. I don't think it would illuminate very much outside of the boat. A lantern, among other things. Cool. Good to see you again, Grim. Good to see you again. We still got your wolf back at the spawn farm. I put you on guard duty. I took you out of the pit. Gave you a little easier life. Alright, let's see what's this way. Let's see what's this way. Again, I'm going to slow down a bit. We're going to go half sail on this. I just don't want to run aground. Not much luck tonight, Stumps. I don't know what's up with this. Alright, let's turn and head back this way. Just gonna do a big circle. I think we're gonna have to paddle our way in this direction, though. That'll make us an easy target for serpents. Plus, this will clear some of the mini-map for later. Can't always have luck in Valheim. Yeah, Guardians of the Forest. You heard of Guardians of the Galaxy? You guys are Guardians of the Black Forest. You're each gonna have to come up with your own comedic shtick. Oh my goodness, nothing. So, yeah, we're just sailing around what's gonna eventually be our island base. We did a little bit of terraforming at the beginning of the stream, raising ground. Oh, I think it's clearing up. Oh, we're in the Black Forest. That's what's doing it. We're too close to shore, it appears. Let's open up the sails. Head back. This has been the weakest serpent hunt I think I've ever been on. Usually when I go out at night and we start like right at the beginning of the night, we run into at least 2 or 3. I feel like we may have sailed past one in the fog by accident, but I didn't hear anything, I didn't see anything. Surely you guys would have spoken up if you saw something. Oh, we're back into the ocean, this is good. Fog is good tonight. Fog is good. We'll go half speed again. Hope for the best. Hope for the best. I'm guessing we're a little bit halfway through the night at this point. I'm trying to use the moonlight to our advantage. That's about all I can really see. Getting pretty close to ground. I can't tell. I cannot tell. All right, I'm going to make the executive decision. We're going to hang a bit of a right. Start looping back a bit. Take a look at where we are. All right, I don't know. I don't know how this is going to go. It gives us a good view with the moonlight, so we can kind of use that reflection to see if anything's in the water. Oh man, this is just not happening, is it? Zoom out my mini-map. There you go. Wait. Oh no, that was a, those puffer fish, they kind of look like the eyes on the serpent tentacles. You know what I mean? Like their heads have these little tentacles and little balls in the end that I interpret as eyes. Yeah, good idea. Appreciate that. Good idea. But the thing is, I can't see where I am actually going. I can see where I've been, which is helpful, don't get me wrong. I feel like we're gonna just run aground all of a sudden. Murphy's Law of Valheim, serpents always spawn when you don't want them. Never, yeah. Should have loaded up with iron, right? That would have almost guaranteed it. That would have been a lock. Hull full of iron. The more you got, the more serpents you get. Well, I applaud your bravery, Stumps. I would not have stuck this out this long. If it were me at the helm, if it was the ocean spray in my face, I don't know, man. I would have sought out the warm comfort of my own bed, but here you are, pushing through. I appreciate it. Pushing through for the stream. Uh-oh, that's not a good sign. That usually means morning. All right, serpents, where are you? Nothing. My goodness, how is that even possible? And we covered decent territory, I think. I'm so worried I'm going to run aground, so it'll be like the plains or something. All right, let's start heading back towards our island. I think we're kind of done for the night. That's a shame. Crying shame. Sun's coming up. Look how foggy it is. Ridiculous. Oh, are you kidding me? Where are you? There we go, boys. Let's see if he sticks around. Stick around. Stick around. Engage. Engage. Nice. Nice. Okay, so here's the trick. Frost arrows do a ton of damage, right? And it stuns them, so it's easy to just start pelting them. So we're going to get him as low on health as we can, but not kill him. Right? So that's probably good. Come on back. I bet he despawns. Of course. Of course. So what we were going to do... That's Valheim. They said it was a brutal survival game. The fact that I predicted it right before it happened. Oh, mercy. I thought he was going to despawn before he attacked the ship. But we got his health as low as we could, and what they do is they come right at the ship, and when you get him right on the side, you get it, like, your bow ready, and you jump and shoot right in and land right on their head. So you're basically where your feet are going to land. That's where you're aiming. And if you do the timing right, they'll spawn all their loot right on the surface, and as you land in the water, you collect it all before it sinks. Because, like, the trophy, the head, and the scales for the shield and stuff, that all will sink if you're not careful. So I have about a 50-50 chance when I do that. Failed. You thought you were about to get... I did. I thought we were, like, save the stream. But that's even better. Like, that's the stream ending you want, you want right there. Oh, couldn't have asked for more, I guess. Wow, look how close we were to land. That wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad, given how thick that fog was. You could cut it with a knife. Oh no, Stump's a pro. He can handle this. He can handle this. So like I was saying, we do need a way to get back up on the island. That's why we haven't terraformed the whole thing. And yeah, we're just going to sail home. I'm going to set up a portal elsewhere tonight. And we'll do a little more terraforming. It's morning. We got a little time on our hands. We'll use the 4-minute rested buff. Do a little terraforming before we head back and reset. We got to resume our iron grind. So I'm going to kind of use today to set up Thursday for a bone mass kill. That's our goal. If we can get enough iron home today or early Thursday, craft our armor set, upgrade it all the way, and then take on bone mass, we're going to do just that. Just that. How to solo bone mass, right? Oh, more fog. Outstanding. But first it was fog in the ocean. Now it's fog in the Black Forest. I've read that Valheim's weather is actually pre-programmed. Like, it's always the same. Like, the first day in the world, it's raining when you get there, and then it clears up. And then the next day is all fog, and then the next day it's clear again, and so on and so forth. And somewhere on the internet, there's somebody with, like, a spreadsheet. They basically counted the weather in the days and told you in all the biomes what the weather's going to be on different days. Yeah. So if you're trying to plan sailing, it's not a bad resource. So you'll notice, and this is something I talked about earlier, wait for a storm to get to some of the stones. See how some of the stones are like above waterline now? We can see them easier. We can smash them up a lot easier. And that's because the way they create a storm is they lower the water line, and then they raise it gives the waves more space to rise up and give you that sense of a brewing storm, right? Gonna do that. Oh, I thought that was a stone, actually. All right, let's do just a little bit of terraforming. We got, what, 2.5 minutes? Whoops. Want that. This. And let's extend this side a little bit more. So I use another mod called Crafty Boxes. Those of you just joined the stream. All of our stone is in here. This is the stone we're using to raise this ground. And what Crafty Boxes does is it pulls from the inventory in those boxes. You don't have to have any stone on you. Like, I have no stone to raise ground, and yet you notice down there it says 1.5k, 1,500 stone. Because that's what we gathered, because I knew it was going to take a lot to terraform this island. Plus, we're going to start building a castle out here, so we're going to need a lot of stone. A lot of stone. Once we kill bone mass, we'll start the castle, that's for sure. Thanks for stopping by, Tom. And your build was looking really good. I look forward to seeing the rest of it. Send me a couple more shots when you get the roof up. I like your ideas. Time to test if that runestone disappears. That's exactly right. Let's find out. This is for science. This is for science. Let me level it out, you know, for science. Real quick. Just want to keep everything nice and clean. Where my OCD kicks in. You told me gaming's good for my OCD. I think it is. Feels good. Alright, let's get it in there. So we're trying to figure out, is the runestone gonna get buried? Or does it rise up like rocks do when you raise the ground? It looks like it gets buried. Alright. We have our answer, Mr. Wizard. We have our answer. Being a little reckless. We have a lot of stone. You can afford to be reckless. If you don't have a lot of stone, take your time. Take your time. One of the best ways to gather stone early in the game, I think, is those big boulders in the Black Forest. You can just put a portal right next to them, smash them up, take it home real quick. You get a lot of rock really quickly. All those boulders you wish were copper, right? You wish it was a copper node, and it's just a big rock. But if you're further in the game, the plains is the way to go. Those huge monoliths, my goodness. You gotta be careful with these sort of spiked down. Okay, we're out of rest. That's as far as we go. I'm gonna clean these up a bit and level it out. And if you're new to terraforming like this, and you like these nice crisp edges that we're getting, like this kind of an edge, right? And these sharp 90-degree corners. The trick is, look at the mini-map, you got to be on the east-west, north-south axis. So I'm going east-west, and if you look at the mini-map, now I'm going north-south. And that's how you get that, like, clean-cut lines when you're terraforming. So let's head back. Should have left the portal behind. Should have left the portal behind. We'll just leave all that there. Let's dry off a bit, get everything repaired. Alright, first serpent hunt was not only a bust, but a tease. My goodness. So maybe tomorrow night we'll have a little bit more luck. We'll see. We'll see. But right now, iron is the priority. Let's get some. Put our headlight back on. Get back to work. Oh, we need some rest. Get back in here. So let's rest. There we go. That's nice. I don't know if you guys knew you could sit on the bear head. We've got a comfort of 9. We can up that, but I'd rather build a new building and just... I don't want to spend any more time here. I don't want to upgrade this tiny little hut. It has served us well up to this point. I think we're in, what, week 3 or 4? It served us very well, but... it's time for bigger and better things. We've earned it. We've earned it. Alright, swamps. Drink our drinks. Get out there. Get back to work. Back into the mines. Back into the crypts. I need to shrink the mini-map. There we go. I like that scale. Alright, so we did need to mark this one. We've already done that, so that's the one we're working on. That's the chest where we're storing everything. We can see the flame geysers. There's some black forest here, but I think the swamp wraps around because there's more swamp like down here. So I think it's just like a little patch of black forest here and then lots of swamp. So I think we've got a good supply for iron for quite a while. And as we keep going in this direction, as we go further south, we're actually getting closer to our island base. So it's like a shorter trip. I love these things. Ooze bombs are the best. We're going to collect as much ooze as we can. Anytime we see those dudes, we're done. These guys, on the other hand, kind of a pest. Kind of a pest. All right. Back at it. I think we're just going left for a little while. All right, we did all of this. Did we finish this one? I didn't feel like we did. I guess we did. This is completely cleared. Okay. Sounds good. Let's mark that one off. We're going to run this over to the chest again. So again, always keep an eye out for little sparkles when you're close to the instance. You always pick up 2-3 more pieces of iron, which is always nice. Iron's so precious in this game. All right. Yeah, we'll spend today looking for more iron. Hunt some serpents. And then maybe breed some wolves. That'll set us up nicely. Nicely for the future. Alright, show us a new instance. We need something to plunder. We need an instance around here. Clear a path. Oopsie. We want to use these arrows. Frost arrows are expensive. Oh, jeez. Get it together, Stumps. My goodness. Can't hit the broadside of the barn right now. But your parry game is on point. I give you that. I'll give you that. Let's hug the Black Forest. It's not so dangerous, is it? Oh, we don't have our shield up. Tried to block. There we go. Get out of the water. There we go. That's how we do that. Nice job, Stumps. There's a bear. I don't particularly want to deal with a bear right now. We're going to ignore him. There's an abomination right there. I don't know if you can see that stump. Do you see how it has like an animation to it? That's because it's a living thing. So if we go close enough, it's going to rise up out of the ground and try to kill us. And I do not want to deal with that right now. Yeah, if we had iron armor, we would absolutely kill it. Absolutely take on that challenge. But not in the troll armor. I don't think that's enough. Jeez, how many of these things are there? There we go. Plenty of blood bags. We need those for the health potions anyways, so that's good. Bear versus abomination. I know we're going to thread the needle is what we're going to do. I'd rather take on the abomination. It's a better upgrade for us. And it's a more fun fight, to be perfectly honest. Do you guys want me to just pull it? I'll pull it for the stream. Let's man up, get this done. There we go. Light him up. Light him up. Now we'll try one time to parry his attack. I'm not optimistic. Oops, missed that. I'm not sure we've got enough armor, but we'll give it a shot. And while I'm thinking about it, let's put this back on just for the armor bonus. Not much, but we'll take it. Eat food, thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm backing up. I'm gonna back right into the bear if I'm not careful. Don't run, I see you. I don't know what is up with their pathing. Go over here, see if this is enough to entice. You gotta be kidding me. First the serpent. Now the abomination. What's going on? I'm not particularly impressed with Odin's foes here. This is what Odin is afraid of? These cowards? Can we get them from here? Get back to it. There we go. Now we're in business. I think we're safe at this height. We're gonna find out. Go. Come on. Don't run, I see you. I don't know where you think you're going. He did a little move there. Did you see that? He like tried to shuck and jive a bit. Nothing nice. I hate cheesing fights, but again, we're kind of undergeared for this. But if we fall down, we're going to find out. Jeez! That wasn't too bad. Let's take him on. Let's see what happens. Switch to the axe. Kind of rest a bit. Try to get a... Here we go. We did it. We've got it. Nice. Good work, Stumps. Wow, how'd you parry that? That was ridiculous. Oh, what just popped? Oh, that was our bronze pendant, just as the fight ends. That's the problem. What I was hoping we could do, and of course the Surtling guy's coming over. Hey, what's going on over here, boys? What's going on over here? Oh, geez, he ran into the water. Oh, we got a trophy. Nice. I love their trophies, like a bramble of weeds and stuff. I think it looks really cool for decorating. All right. I do not want to fix that. That's a lot of work right there. We don't have time for that. We need to find an instance. We need to get some iron. Back to work. We cleared the path. Root harness. Here we come. Just in time for the plains. That would probably be a good upgrade for us right now. I think we've got what we need. Oh man, have I wandered into nothing? Like a dead zone? Plenty of these flame geysers, I'll be honest. A lot of those out here. I'm looking for... Whoa! Almost didn't even see that. Nice eye, Stump. Double parry. How do you do it, man? How do you do it? You're gonna have to show me one day. Show me your secret. What is going on with these flame geysers? That's the most I've ever seen in such a small area. Usually it's a really good indication that bone mass is nearby. See, Tom, thanks for the pictures. I'll look at them after stream. Check them out. I just want to mark this. I don't want to get involved. Naturally, we use the fire icons. We know exactly what that means. And I think there was an instance just over here. Perfect. 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 Yeah, let's put this on the map. Actually, let's deal with these boys. Threat. You're no threat, boys. We got the iron gear. It's my boomstick now. Right behind as well. You mean the leech? There we go. No more. No more. I know I'm not picking that up. I'm a little lazy right now. We do need wood, stone. We're good. Oh, one more instance. Yeah. Did I mark this? Of course not. Put it on the map. So again, you're directly above where the instance is. We're way high up in the sky right now. Put down a fire. Sorry for that. Suddenly a boat appeared in the instance. Check left, go right. This all looks good. It looks safe. Fix my camera. Switch back to the headlamp. And I'm going to refresh our poison resist. There we go. Alright, one more slosh. One more grind. Hopefully we'll find a bunch of chests. It's always such a good feeling. You find that big long room with like multiple chests on either side. We're playing with 1.5 rates, so you get a pretty decent drop rate. I think we got, what, 2 piles, 2 stacks of iron out of the last instance. That was pretty good. Satisfied with that. Always want more, but I was satisfied. Nothing back here. I find the headlamp and the head bob a bit disorienting. The way the lighting, it's so radically moved. It's a bit much. Oh, nothing there. Nothing there. We want every last morsel, though. Okay, I think we're good. It's like a dead end. Let's clean it out. Every now and then, you'll find one of these in the swamps. And usually it's like that weird shield sticking out of the ground that you notice. Or one of the skull formations. It's extremely rare, but I've seen it twice in 2 different runs. Yeah, you'll usually see like that for no reason, or you don't see any of the shields and stuff they normally have. Usually a weapon sticking out somewhere. Just doesn't belong in the swamps. It's suddenly like, wait a minute, that's a scrap pile. And boom, you're in the Iron Age before you even go into the crypts. Okay, first wing down. Let's move on. We only have like 3 more minutes. That was a long run. I think we need to get another portal out here. The nice thing is we can use Ike here to get back. So maybe that's what we do. We're just going to go serpent hunting tonight. There we go. Clean this up. Put our ooze. And let's knock this out and get out of here. This is the end of this wing. That'll leave one more. A little something something we can grab later. I might do some iron farming off stream given the volume we need in order to max out our gear. This is what you're going to be missing, so really soak it in right now. So you don't feel like you're missing out on anything. Alright, we're looking good. Did we discard any? No, and we're going to leave that for later. Marked on the map. Good to go. Let's get ready for the bad guys outside. Uh-oh, okay. It's already nighttime. So we need to go this way. I don't like this at all. This at all. Zoom out a bit. There's probably some iron, but I'm just going to keep booking it. I don't want to pick anything up right now. I don't want to deal with wraiths. You know they're coming. You know they're looking for me. Oh, jeez. Went the wrong way. Went too far this way. Could be a problem. Could be a problem. Not really. Not really. Let's head over this way. And we can still hit our spawn farm on the way home. Probably won't be able to carry much of it, but we can get it to work. You didn't see anything. Mum's the word. Just a reminder, we stream every Tuesday, Thursday, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be doing this Valheim stream for probably at least 2 months. It's going to be quite a while. We're going all the way to the end of the Ashlands. I have yet to do fodder, final boss in the Ashlands, solo on stream, so that's kind of the goal of this one. It's going to take us a while to get there. We take our time. We still have to build a castle. Build an island castle. It's going to be a lot of fun. And a few other things along the way. We've got a couple of other builds planned out. So this is good. That's marked proper. And I believe this one over here. Another one? Yeah, that's our farm. So see how they spawn? Because they're in the water, they instantly take damage. And then they die right there. And you get a whole bunch of surtling cores and coal free. Wow, not a single core. That's pretty rare. That's pretty rare. Let's head back. Let's head back. Feel like wow, not a single wraith came after us. So that's pretty lucky. An item. Oh, I forgot. Do we have enough for chest? I don't like throwing things on the ground. I think that's what we're doing, though. It should be there when we get back. We'll see. We'll see. We got serpents calling. We got serpents calling, so we need to get out of here. I think I'm just going to dump everything. Switch over to this. Switch over to frost arrows. Oh, another storm. This will be fun. Stumps is brave. He's a tough Viking. Alright, buddy. Go do it. I think that's where we left our boat. I believe that's where we left our boat. I feel there's a debt to be paid now for the serpent that got away. Not particularly thrilled with that. Go. It's a pretty good jump. Nice job there, Stump. Okay, we're good to go. Get out of here. Let's skedaddle. We'll zoom out on the mini-map. See what we can see. I'm really hoping this fog is the Black Forest and it's going to open up. I feel like we're owed one at this point. At least a portion of the evening. It would be nice if we could see. Can we eat more food? Not yet. Not yet. I think at the 12-minute mark, we're good to go. Sure, we got our bow at the ready. We got frost arrows notched up. I think we narrowly missed a boulder there, a big old rock. All right, somebody say something. You see something, say something. It's like the airport, right? No unattended luggage. Should we go back? I bet if we go back where the serpent was, it might be there. I appreciate you stopping by, Daggett. You have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. And stay hydrated. Thank you. I definitely will. There we catch the wind, and off we go. And I said, off we go. My dude. All right. Where is the serpent? It's time. We've paid our dues. The wind is shifting left and right. They said it was a brutal survival game. I just want some serpent meat. For Stumps' poor little belly, man. We need that health boost so we can get into the mountains. That's how we're going to make the push. That's how we're going to make the push. This is where it was. It was in this area. I feel like it might come back. I don't know if that's a mechanic or not. That'd be great if it did. Especially if it was like half health. We'd had that thing down to like 10%. 20% at most. Alright, got a little bit of wind. A little bit of wind. Cover a little more ground. I feel like it's going to be on the moon side just because I can see better over there. Oh, it's meadows. This is good. Storming is good, but I don't, because we're in the meadows, I don't think serpents can spawn. You can look at the mini-map in the upper right corner. It tells you what biome you're in, so we kind of need to get out of this. Go this way. A bit more. It's gonna be real slow. We'll hopefully get this back out into the ocean. Actually, the moon's getting pretty low. We got a really late start. I think we're just gonna turn back. We can't make the most of this. To get going as fast as we can. Storming in the ocean is our best odds right now. Don't see anything. I don't see anything yet. Oh. I think there was a hesitation there. I don't know if it was saving. Oh, it was switching to daytime. Alright. Give up. There's another serpent. Are you kidding me? All right, come on. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. I want it. Here we go. Tag. So again, we're going to try and wear him down, get him to come into the boat. Man, it's so hard. One more. All right, and then we're going to jump on his head like this. But you saw we got a bunch of the scales. He didn't drop a trophy, so let's see. Now we get back in our boat. Boom. Got to really watch your stamina. See how low we were? But that's why we're running with 2 stamina foods right now. Should have eaten more. That would have been smart. Yeah, I can't believe we pulled that off. Because they do spawn in storms during the regular day, so I guess that's what happened. Because it was already daytime when it spawned. Yeah, we got about half the scales, about half of them sank. Usually you get about 8 or 9 of them, but we got all of the meat. That stuff floats, so super lucky. If they'd have dropped a trophy, we had a chance. But yeah, had a chance there. So I think that's our second serpent kill on stream. Maybe we should do a serpent count, like we've got a death counter. We need to head home and get back to work. Oh, look at this fog. You can't even see the island. I know it's there. And then that's it. Go. Over there somewhere. I can barely see it. I don't want to go in too fast. Slam into the shallows and get stuck. I'm gonna destroy my boat. Probably should have repaired this thing before we left. Would have been wise. And you can swing it in pretty hard. Doesn't take a lot of damage if it hits the shore. And there we go. Maybe we'll do a dock off this side. Who knows? We'll kind of figure it out as we go. Push it out a little bit in case it's storming later. And if we can, let's see if we can repair it. There we go. Perfect. 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 All right, let's store our portal stuff out here. We'll need it again later. Take the rest with us. Actually, no, we do have to take it with us. I was going to say we could build a hearth there and start cooking, but we need the iron cooking station, and all of our iron is back here at the old base. And I don't have any plans for how to, like, make this better. We're just going to slap a hearth down outside. It's not going to be glamorous, but at least we can get some serpent meat made up. So, all right, let's put some stuff away. That can go in there. I know we have, like, the root set somewhere. Put stacks. There we go. Put stacks. More. And that's a portal set, so we're not going to mess with that. Put this stuff away. Place. Place. And let's put that in there for now. Let's get some repairs done. Get our rest back. Take a quick breather. Didn't sleep at all last night. It's tough being a Viking. But we're gonna eat like kings. I would slap down a hearth right now, but it's raining like crazy. There's no point. There's no point. So maybe we'll cook the serpent meat on the next stream. That'll be a nice way to start. We're kind of getting to the close of this one. But I did want to do a couple things before we finish up. There's some traditions we have here on our stream. I'm going to make a little bit more food because we're going to need it. Sausages. A little bit of turnip stew. And some more carrot soup. All this came from the farm fresh ingredients. Keeping Stumps well fed, keeping our buffs up. Working out pretty good. We're all out of meads. We need to fix that. Go back in here, fix that up. Let's take 4 of these. Can't believe, oh, that went when we did the place stacks. We got to be a little more careful with our stacks. That's a lesson learned. Maybe we don't put our meads in with everything else. We're gonna lose them. We're gonna lose them. All right, let's go to the spawn farm. We got to name some wolves. We've had a lot of new faces on the stream today. And if they come back, it's nice to know they're being remembered, you know? So let's grab some meat. We're going to breed these 2 out here, but we're going to give them some names of new followers. Let's put Daggett in there. Congratulations, buddy. Give me a second. I got to scroll up the stream. For Sam Hippie. I think those were our 2 new visitors, yeah. It's not Sam Hippie, it's Sam Hip. Okay. Got it. Oops, sorry, boys. Didn't mean to do that. Hopefully we see Sam again. Either way, well-fed, having fun on stream in his own way. I kind of cleaned up out here. I basically leveled all of this off. We used to have a little bit of a pit here, and it was just bothering me. Plus, I was planning on breeding the wolves and kind of spreading them around. So, Diz, you're over here somewhere. Tom. There's Grim. And there you are. Little Raven. Disnator. So you're all on perimeter patrol. The good boy defense system at work. We're going to breed a couple more wolves, kind of spread them around, and that's enough to deal with trolls and pretty much anything else. Two 2-star wolves versus 1 troll is a pretty lopsided fight. But it'll alert other other wolves as well. These are just regular wolves. I don't think I'm going to name them. I'm going to feed them again, see if I can get their health up real quick. So at this point, I'm just buying time to breed. I mentioned I've got 3,000 hours in... Appreciate it. We've got our backs, right? Got our backs. There we go. Let's see if their health goes up at all. There we go, perfect. See how if you give them a couple in-game days, their health bar will jump all the way to the top. I don't know why that is, but if you feed them immediately after you use the wolf trap, it hardly has any impact at all. So I'd recommend kind of waiting if you can. And I suppose I don't have to wait out here. Yeah, let's go terraform our island. Let's just spend the last 15 minutes kind of cleaning up, seeing what we can claim, make a little more progress there. And that's how we'll finish out the stream tonight, I think. I think that'll work nice, and then that'll give me a sense of what we have to work with, what kind of a canvas for a build later. I have some ideas. I'll give you a taste of them in just a minute. Get everything cleaned up in here. Switch back to fire arrows. We're all repaired. All repaired. Okay, I'm happy. Let's go. I'm happy. Let's go. All right, so what I'm thinking of doing is sort of a... Where's one of our corners? Let's use this corner as an example. We've got some heavy building pieces. I want to do a series of these. See how they kind of half embed in the ground. Like this. And then I also want to do kind of like this. Snap point top. There we go. Like that. And... like that. And then let that sort of sink down and face off a bunch of this rough stone. It's blue because it's embedded in the ground, and it's going to look nicer, I think, and it kind of pushes your base out just a little bit. If I need to do a different, there we go, snap point like that. It doesn't matter if it goes embedded in the stone. That's fine too, or in the ground. And then we can use this to build up like a perimeter wall, and we'll use floor tiles for the rest of the build. So maybe I leave this here as an example to build off of. Maybe that's the cornerstone. We've already started the build. But let's see what else we can do out here. I want to try to reclaim a lot of this. I feel like this is going to be a little adventurous right here. So let's see what we can do. It's really deep. So you might have to do something like this where you raise it up part way and then just kind of get all of this raised up until it connects back up a bit. Go. Otherwise it would be a little too low to even reach. Oops, a little high, of course. Again, it's okay to go a little high. Our hoe tends to fix it all. This feels really bad. Might need to use the pickaxe here. Put a little bit more right there. Now we could jump down and kind of face off that side if you really like the smooth sides. I'm not that worried about it, so I'm not going to worry. Let it be. In a minute, we'll see how much stone we have left. We had 3.5 chests of stone. We've been raising a fair amount of this island since the start of this stream, so if you came in late, you're welcome to kind of go back, see some of the beginning work. But you notice how there's kind of a grid to the whole thing. If you can see the grid, you can make pretty efficient use of your stone, I think. 1.2, there you go, yeah. Yeah, so we used 600 stone so far. That's an accurate count. So we'll level all this out, see how it looks. We just reclaimed that much. The other reason I want to do this kind of a facing is I don't think I'm going to get a very smooth edge on most of it. So you can kind of see over here, it just kind of, it's all wonky. I'm hoping I can kind of use that to cover up a lot of this. I don't know if it'll work or not, but that was kind of the idea in the whole thing. I'm trying to keep it straight, but it just doesn't have to be perfect. I think if you go into this with this idea that there's a perfect form for your base, you're going to get disappointed in the long run. You got to kind of work with what it gives you, but this from a guy who's like hard terraforming an island, right? What a hypocrite. There we go. So that reclaims a lot of it. I don't know how much further I want to push out that way. So maybe we just go across from here. See where we end up. I think that's the edge. Let's flatten it out. Let's flatten it out. We'll get a nice hard edge here. And a little bit more. Working out pretty good. Really impressed with your work, Stumps. A veteran hand. You've made a couple bases, have you? Seem well practiced. Corners are always tricky. Corners are always a little bit tricky, but there we go. You saw a little castle build on the no map run. Something similar you're going for? So I kind of have a system. And you're talking about the no map run. That was the big round tower. Is that correct? It was like a big round tower, and then we did like a square box that was our perimeter wall. Does that sound about right? Just want to make sure I know which castle I'm talking. I've made a couple castles. But basically, yes, we have a system. And so with the system is that perimeter wall. So the box part, I usually build that kind of a perimeter wall. I don't know that I'm going to do that here because space is a commodity. Like, we can't expand easily out here. That's the downside of an island base. So you got to pick careful. But I think this is enough space. I think this is a really good size. We got plenty to work with here. So we'll do some kind of perimeter wall. And the nice thing with that wall is it does like the arc system, right? So we've got like, do a little bit higher. Whoops. Snap to the bottom, snap to the top. There we go. And you have this, right? And then I don't want to build the other arch, but you get the idea, right? There's an arch here. That opening is just big enough for like 16 storage boxes, which is amazing. It's a ton of storage. Plus, it creates a footprint that's basically like a 2 meter by 4 meter footprint. It's 2 meters thick, right? That's normally how I build it. And that's exactly the space you need for any of the crafting stations and all of their upgrades, right? You can squeeze them all into this tiny space. Imagine the arch over top of it, and it works great. So that's what we're actually going to do out here. We're going to do it around the edge of this island, I think. And then I was thinking maybe in the middle on this wall, we have a protrusion that's like a landing of some kind. It could just be like to go out and look at the ocean. It doesn't have to be functional, right? We could build a garden in it. We could raise the ground and just leave the ground exposed, cultivate it, and plant some flowers. Maybe we'll do that. I don't know. Over here, I was thinking a tower maybe, or I don't really know just yet. But like I said, we are hard terraforming it, but I am trying to work with what's here on the island to like keep my work minimal, but yeah, really use the space well. So I'm thinking like, yeah, a round tower over here would be pretty cool. But we also need a space where the boat can pull up easily. I'm thinking this side would work really good, and it's really a mess. So what we're going to end up doing over here, heavy build, is something like this. There we go. And we're going to build these, but we're going to do a top snap point like this. No. There. So it like gets embedded partway in the ground, and then we'll have a nice stairway going down into the water. It's going to stick out further than this, but you get the idea. That's the what I want to do on this side. So that way we can pull the boat right up next to it. If we fall out in the water, we got an easy way back up on our island. Yeah, we can deal with all that stuff. So I'm just going to get rid of that. But it kind of depends on how this tile set plays out. So we're gonna try it out and just see what happens. That's the whole idea. That's about as much of a vision as I have right now, right? And just let it evolve. We want to do 2 stories, we can do that. Like, nothing can come up to this island. That's the beautiful part of it. The only thing we have to deal with are the flying raids. So that's the drakes and the yawl. And that could be a bit... Yeah, dock in a lighthouse. Sure. I'd be happy to do that. I'd be happy to do that. So, which side do you think the dock should be on? Do you want... I feel like there's rocks right out here, so this wouldn't be the best side for the dock. So maybe we do the lighthouse over here and a dock. Maybe something over this way. We try raising some of this ground. Dock doesn't have to be as high up. We can put it on like stilts. You know what I mean? So it looks like a regular dock. Bunch of core wood. And it can get wet. It can get partially wet. So yeah, I'll think about it. We'll kind of play it by ear. Take suggestions from the chat. And see what we can come up with. But I say we finish with one more serpent hunt. It's almost nighttime, so I'm going to go get some rest. And then we're going to call the stream, I think. One more serpent hunt. It's in my bones. We're ready to go. And hopefully we get better weather. Take a seat here. How do I... There we go. Yeah, exactly. We take some stone stairs down, and then from like a stone landing, we can then have a core wood platform. Yeah, we'll work on it. We'll work on it. We got to get the ground level put in first. We got to get all of it put in first. So. And terraforming a half circle is actually pretty hard to do. That's going to be a real challenge. It isn't going to look pretty, but we can kind of clean it up using that stone around the facing of it to hide the jagged edges. So that's my thinking. All right, let's switch to this. Do some quick repairs and we're out. And we're out. Eat some food. I think the numbers are low. Give them what for one more time. All right, let's dump this crap. We don't need it. We don't need it. We just need a portal. Nice jump, Stumps. I didn't think you were going to clear that. For a moment there, I didn't have faith. Just for a moment. Alright, we got the wide angle lens. Did you see the size of that fish? It was almost like a shark. I bet that's like a 4-star, maybe a 5-star. Every now and then you just see massive fish. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Wish us luck. Let's get the arrow bow ready. Got the frost arrows ready. I think we're good. Give us some visibility. We've had bad weather for too long. Too long. We're still in the Black Forest? This is silly. There we go. Now we're in the ocean. Let's see what we get. Clear skies? Clear skies? I think we're good. Wee bit of fog. Nope. A little bit of rain. All right. I don't know how much this affects serpent spawning. I know like a hard storm increases it by like 10% or something. That looks like land over there, so I'm gonna hang a left. Stay out in the ocean, that's the goal. Again, look behind you a lot. That's usually where I see them, is like if you look in our wake, every now and then you see a white circle. It's kind of like the foam that you would get like right at the back there. That's exactly what a serpent spawn looks like, so it's very deceiving. It's usually off to one side or the other. That looks like land up on the right. Can't tell. Last call, Stumps. We can't drink and sail, man. Not safe. That's not safe. When we get back. When we get back. Nothing behind us. And it's those big white pools like what we saw in our wake right there. Swing out again. I'm trying to clear some more territory as well. There's a big rock. Oh no, that's a Leviathan. All right, let's mark that if we can. Roughly here. That's cool. That's cool. We can get a harpoon, but I don't tend to use those until the Ashlands to get, oops, I'm sailing bad. To get Askbin when we're trapping those. Then you can pull them into the traps. Serpents, I don't need to pull them to shore, and plus I'm playing solo, so I kind of have to lure them to the boat through the jump technique. When you're on a multiplayer server, you can do the harpoon works a little bit better, but by the time you drag them on shore, you're just so exhausted, you got nothing left to fight back with. This is getting silly. Where are the serpents? This is silly. Like I heard back there. Is that one? No, that was a wind. One of the lines from the wind. All right, we're getting some nice clear skies finally. That's nice. We're back in the Black Forest. This is no good. How do we sail out of this? There, back in the ocean. Very good, very good. Still see really well. This is great. No action, but good visibility. Whoop, gotta go right. Eventually, we really do want to kind of sail up close to the shore, just so we can see on the map where the edge is. But we can just use the part we've cleared for sailing. We gotta get back out into the ocean. How's that? There we go. Back in the ocean. Raining again. Where's our serpent? Wet and slippery. That's how we like them. Oh, serpents, or swamp to the left. Head right a little bit. Maybe try this way. See anything. Again, it'll usually be behind us. That's why I keep looking back. But that's how good Vikings run aground too. Gotta look forward at the same time. Oh, I don't know if that was it. No, that was a pufferfish. Again, those pufferfish, they look just like the eyes on the tentacles of the serpent. It always throws me. Oh, this is nice. Now we can see. Still don't see anything. Where's the moon? Okay, we got some time. I think I'm gonna go this way. The wind is blowing this way, so we're gonna go this way. If we can't clear a little more space. Just to map out the waters for future hunts. Be a little more successful, I think. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Wow, I've never had this kind of luck. But we've had really good luck on stream, though. We got that 2-star wolf. We've had a couple abominations fights. We did get 1 serpent, so it hasn't been a total loss. But man, I was really expecting like 2-3 serpents a night. Really putting us to the test, but I have not seen... Whoops, another Leviathan. It was very close. Here we go. Here we go. Finally, the payoff, right? Look at this thing stopped. Get our bow at the ready. Get a couple free shots off. Look at how much damage that did. Boom, when you get that, like, surprise shot. All right, here we go. Here we go, Stumps. Oh, we missed. That's a problem. Swim back to the boat. Hope he doesn't bite us. He wants to bite us so badly. There we go. Oh, wow, that was close. All right, he gets a bite in. We just wait. He's not doing a ton of damage. This is why we use the long ship. The carve, we'd be in big trouble. All right, let's get it ready. And here we go. Did we get it? I don't think we did. I don't think he dropped it. We'll know because, yeah, if we got 10 scales, we got everything. Like, we definitely caught it all. Let's see if we can find another one. See if we can find another one. Get this guy marked on the map. We're a little busy there. I think it's right about here. Looks about right. Let's see. Can we turn? Let's go this way. Head back to home. That's what I was hoping for. That's how I like to close out a stream. I was hoping we get a trophy. I really felt like it was coming. I think that's it for tonight, yeah. Sun's definitely going down. How far away is our island here? Not too bad. Just go this way, see what happens. This is where we get our pre-dawn serpent that we can take down to 10% and then watch it run away. We've been there before. We've all been there before. World saved. It's a new day. It's a new day. All right, well, I feel I've accomplished what I set out to do. I think this is where I'm gonna end the stream. So between now and the next stream, Thursday, I'm probably gonna get a whole bunch of iron because I really like to get a bone mass kill in. I don't know that I'm gonna sail it back to the main island just yet. I might do a little more terraforming. I might set a stone foundation, but I'm not going to build anything on the island. That's kind of the plan. So we've kind of seen all of it on stream already. So, or I might get lazy and not do anything. Who knows? Who knows? Thursday's a long ways away. Anyways, that's it for me. Thanks for stopping by, everyone. Especially Diz. Appreciate you staying all the way to the end. Always appreciate the support. Have a good week, everybody. Stumps out.